Hello everyone, welcome back. Today concludes the annual book sale, and day 3, half price day, went kind of the way I figured it would. Day 1 was fantastic, but I knew looking at what was there was going to be nothing else added, and it was going to be kind of slim pickings by the time the third day comes around. Second day was okay. Definitely check out those videos if you missed them. Found some really good stuff overall. Third day went in, and yes, it was the whole thing took place in the skeleton of the old Bonton, and it was a lot of empty space. There were a lot of tables were empty and taken away, and they kind of brought something that was 4 tables long down to 1, and there was not a whole lot left. And I went through and looked. The thing I got a few books, and the thing I looked at through more closely were the DVDs, Blu-rays, music CDs, that kind of stuff, because there might be some good stuff in there. I looked both days, not carefully though, but on half price day, that meant things like the DVDs were anywhere from $1 to $1.50 a piece. That brings them down to the realm of, even if it's not something super rare or spectacular, maybe it could be something good for the store within that price range. I looked through there. So we'll go over those first. I found one that we've sold before, so I picked it up. It was $1. Animusic, a computer animated video album special edition. There's a whole bunch of these. I think there's like 3 or 4 volumes that were released. We sold 2 different volumes of this before, but I think I remember it going for something like $7 or $8 plus shipping, so for $1. I mean, I grabbed it for a store. Sold it before. Documentaries tend to do well, especially PBS, and this is the Chinese Exclusion Act. This is part of the American Experience series. A whole bunch of those were released, so that kind of stuff goes well. And also some of the younger kids stuff goes really well. I really want to find some Gullah Gullah Island stuff sometime, that and The Bear in the Big Blue House, because the DVD releases for those go for crazy amounts of money. I mean, Gullah Gullah, even the VHS does really, really well, but the DVD releases that kind of stuff from that era of things like Nick Jr. and those kind of things towards the tail end of that 90s into the very, very beginning of the 2000s, golden age of that kind of stuff. That stuff does really, really well, and PBS, a lot of that kind of stuff, morning shows, those kids stuff tend to do really, really well, and some of them are very, very valuable. These are not like crazy valuable, but worth picking up. We have the Wiggle Time, and It's a Big World, You Can Do It. Found one Blu-ray with the slipcover and everything. The Danish Girl for $1.50, worth grabbing. And the coolest thing by far in with the DVDs, one that was just kind of, it's a blank looking white case, lifted that up, and someone put the wrappings around it, and I was like, what the heck is this? This was a promotional disc that was very, very limited for pre-orders and initial purchases of Deep Space Nine Season 3, advertising the Season 3 coming out, and then the rest of the series in that original DVD line. And this is a promotional disc which includes a bonus featurette all about the Defiant. It's just a, looks like it's about 10 minutes, 10-minute promotional featurette bonus disc here that's separate from the season release, which I have of Deep Space Nine. So that's really cool, promotional thing for my favorite TV show of all time. Into the CDs, looked through all of them. I found one that was worth grabbing. There's a lot that were just kind of a lot of junk, and then there were a couple that I picked up that might be worth checking out for the store, or scratched beyond belief, just like not worth grabbing. But I found one for us. We have Rupert Holmes' Greatest Hits. This is one that actually was on my list to get, so that was really cool to grab for, I think it was 50 cents. So that's great. Rupert Holmes is probably known most well for the Pina Colada song. The real name is Escape, but the Pina Colada song, everybody knows that. My favorite one is Answering Machine, though. Answering Machine is great. That is probably my favorite song of his, but he's interesting, and all of his songs tend to feel like he's telling a story while it's going through it, so they're kind of cool. It's interesting. I really like some of his stuff, so a little Greatest Hits thing I found in with the kids' books, because they were truncating and condensing everything to these smaller tables. Things were really getting mixed up, but I found one more Dragonlance today, Carl Sagan, and then a few young teen books, one more fantasy here, Muppets, Short, Green, and Handsome, some Judy Blume, Tiger Eyes, that kind of stuff, and that was it for the last day. Really didn't find a whole lot Only spent about $10 or whatever, but that was worth going in. I was only there for maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes tops, so worth going back. Kind of was what I thought it was going to be. So I wasn't disappointed because it was about what I thought it was going to be. And then last thing, because I knew it was going to be kind of a short video, I thought I'd throw in at the end here the latest from the Warner Archive collection on Blu-ray. Just got this a few days ago. William Powell, Myrna Loy in Shadow of the Thin Man. I'm really happy this came out. I wasn't necessarily sure they were going to keep going because there's been so many rumors of what's going on with Warner Archive, how much is going to continue. Thankfully, it seems to still be continuing, kind of full steam ahead for the time being. And this gives me a lot of hope. There aren't very many Thin Man movies left, so I think there's a possibility they could go through and actually go through them all. These have all been fantastic. I've loved every one of them. I think they're right behind me pretty much, yeah. Bible Lady, and then so we have Thin Man, after the Thin Man, another Thin Man, and now finally Shadow of the Thin Man. So we're almost done. I really hope they finish that collection. I have the complete collection on DVD and my Laserdisc box set, which I absolutely love, but I'd love to be able to finish this collection because they are really good high quality. The previous DVD releases were on par, if not slightly worse than the Laserdisc box set. Overall, like between the two, I actually preferred watching the Laserdisc overall. So these are great because these were given some really good attention and are actually the best releases so far. They're better than the Laserdisc, better than the DVD releases. They're really good, and they all include some kind of extra, whether like the original one has the Lux Radio Theater broadcast, one episode of the failed, really not very good 50s TV series The Thin Man. There's all kinds of different comedy shorts, cartoons. This one has one comedy short, a cartoon, 2 comedy shorts, trailers. The newest one has a vintage short, The Telltale Heart, and classic cartoon, The Goose Goes South, and the original theatrical trailer. So they all have some great extras to really dig into, a lot of content beyond just the movie, and they're really, really good quality. So I hope that they come out with the last 2 movies. And that would be great. I really hope that the Warner Archive continues because they've had a lot of really good releases. I really hope that it just keeps going. Now they've transitioned from closing the regular store and pretty much all through Amazon. Now maybe that will be something that'll help keep it going a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes, but if sales keep up, we'll see the end of that, and hopefully they keep going. There's some really good movies that have never received a Blu-ray treatment that would be great through them, the ones that they would have access to. A lot of wonderful movies, so I hope it continues. We'll see how that goes. Thank you for joining me, and make sure you check back on the channel this weekend, going into next week. As I said a couple times, now through end of September, tons of videos are going to be going out. So much stuff because there's so many pre-order things coming out. Just got an email that the PS4 version of Panzer Dragoon is coming from Limited Run Games. That's being shipped. Amanda pre-ordered another video game, Star Trek, all kinds of stuff. And October we're going to be doing more with some 90s nostalgic kids horror books. So lots of stuff coming out this fall. I'm looking forward to going through and doing all of it. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to checking it out, and I'll see you around.